How you doing, everyone? It's Scott, back from my extended YouTube holiday. I noticed the other day that I actually put up on my Facebook page, that's been 5 months since I made a video, so that's not good enough. But I needed that wee break. I was kind of making, before I went on the break, kind of made a couple of videos here and there, and then I was kind of not posting anything, and then making a couple here and there. But I needed the break back now after seeing everybody's vinyl tags and seeing what everybody picked up over Christmas. It really kind of got me into the swing of things again. Started watching a lot more videos and commenting and stuff. So hopefully that's me back. Who knows what can happen, but right now feeling pretty good about it. So I thought I'd give this vinyl tag 2020 a go. This is now the third vinyl tag I've done, and some pretty good questions, some pretty tricky ones as well. So I think there's a couple I've just kind of left because, well, I'll explain why when I go through the questions. But it's good to be back, and I'll crack on with these questions. So first question was best find of 2019. So that has to be for me Savatage and Sirens. Found this in my local shop, which I think now is shut down. That I found out from Cloudy Milder the other day. But I mean, if you look for this online, you're going to pay a good chunk for it. But I found this just sitting there. I just kind of saw this part of the record sticking up, and I thought, there's no way. And it was an amazing price, so had to jump on it. So that's definitely the best find of my 2019. Next one is favourite album of 2019. Now, I've just been really shit at keeping track of what's out, what's coming out, and listening to things that have already come out. I'm really rubbish at that kind of stuff. I'm always kind of on the look for things that are already out, try to catch up, really, even from the 80s, that I still can't catch up on. So I've not heard everything. There's things that have been thrown around, like the Possessed album. I've not even heard it yet. I've got the Overkill, I've got the Sabaton, but I think my favourite, which I don't even own yet, which is actually on its way, it should be here in the next couple of days, is the album Mirith, and it's called Shihili. I think it's one of those albums that really caught my ear because it's really different. It's classed as like desert metal or something like that, because they're kind of French but originally from Tunisia. But it really caught my ear because it's just really different, and I thought it was brilliant. I've listened to that loads of times online, but that's actually on its way. So it's a shame it's not here to show, but out of everything I've heard, that would probably be my favourite because it just really stuck out. And number 3 is a novelty record. I'm not really big into novelty records, but the only thing I could really think of, and it's been used already before, but it's Steel Panther. I don't have any Steel Panther on vinyl. This is their debut, Feel the Steel. It's basically 80s hard rock, but they basically take the piss out of themselves, and if you don't know who they are, then maybe check them out. Just don't listen to them when your kids are in the room, because you'll be sorry. Because of songs like Asian Hooker, Fat Girl, The Shocker, that kind of stuff. So, but I think they're hilarious. Next one, number 4, a homage cover. I kind of struggled with this, but the best I could come up with is this Motley Crue's debut, Too Fast for Love. Looks similar to Rolling Stones' Sticky Fingers, so that's really where I was going with that. A crotch shot. You've got to start the year with a crotch shot. Next one, a deep cut. I struggled with this as well, but I picked up this album, and it's by Edguy, Hellfire Club, and there's loads of great tracks in this, and I kind of picked this up as well because it's not really a really well known album within the VC, so I thought I'd kind of throw it out there as well. but one of my favourite songs on it is called Navigator, which is right there, Navigator. It's just a really great track, and although some of these, like say Tobias Sammet, who's obviously with Avantasia as well, but they don't really get talked about that much, so I thought I'd just throw that song out there. Navigator by Edguy, really good song. Next up, something funky. Now, I don't really have much funk in my collection, it's mostly hard rock and metal. I think the most funk I'm going to get is from Faith No More. A few funky bass lines in there. But yeah, that's as far as my funk goes, so that would be that one. Number 7 is Weird Shelf Buddies. These are weird. So we have Judas Priest with their debut Rockarola, and right next to Judas Priest we have Elton John. That's actually a good collaboration. Rob Halford and Elton John. Not in that way, in like the musical way. So yeah, they're my 2 weird shelf buddies. Keep it clean. Next one, number 8, I Was There, a band I've seen. See, I've not really seen that many bands, if I'm honest, but this was one of the better gigs I've been to. This is Sabaton. Saw them live, I think it was about 2016, and they had Accept opening for them. I kind of mentioned this a few times in my videos, but they were absolutely brilliant, top to bottom. Accept were amazing as well, which was a really good show. So I saw them on the tour for The Last Stand. Awesome. So that would be that one. Number 9, I wish I had an OG, but I've got the repress. Now, I'm one of these guys who I'm not really fussed for whether I've got the reissue or I've got the OG, but there are 2 albums that I always kind of look for the OG when I've got the repress. Number 1 is Wasp, the Crimson Idol. I've got Re-Idolized, and this one, which is Crimson Glory and Transcendence. Now this is the 2000, when was this? This is a couple of years ago now. Has it got the date on it? No. But it's a music on vinyl reissue on silver vinyl. This is one I always kind of find myself looking for the OG as well, because I do have the OG debut, so it would be quite nice to have this one as well. But like I said, I'm not fussed if it's the repress or the OG, to be honest, so that would be that. Number 10. Number 10. A discography I own most of, or have the full discography, studio albums and stuff. It has to be Motley Crue. I mean, I can't really get through one of these vinyl tags without mentioning Motley Crue. I've got all their albums on CD, all their live albums on CD, DVDs on vinyl. I've got most of their albums, missing a couple from the 90s because they're just either not issued on vinyl or just... So, but when it comes to singles, bootlegs, all that sort of stuff, Motley Crue, just over, I don't know, I don't even know how much I've got, but I've got memorabilia and everything, so definitely Motley Crue. Unique centre label. Now this is a question I was a bit kind of, I don't really notice centre labels, and nowadays albums are coming out with their own custom logos and custom centre labels, so I just left that one. Pre-band, so someone who is, what the hell does that say? Can't even read my own writing. Oh, someone who went on to be famous, who was in a band or on an album before. This was quite a tricky one, but I went for Tommy Thayer from Black and Blue in the 80s. Now they weren't massive in the 80s. I mean, yeah, I mean, they had, I think, maybe 3 or 4 albums out, but Tommy Thayer here now plays guitar for Kiss, so I mean, it's a massive jump in, like, stardom, if you like. I mean, Black and Blue, kind of second tier kind of hard rock metal from the 80s to then go on to Kiss. It's definitely a jump, so I would go for Tommy Thayer. Musical book or movie I'd recommend. Now, I used to be a much bigger reader than I am now. And I've kind of, in the past now, bought books that I've just kind of lay there and not got read. But the one I have read, not the one, but one I have read, is from Slash. And it's just one of those books that grip you. Really love Guns N' Roses, and obviously you get all the kind of inside info of recording, Appetite for Destruction and all that kind of stuff, and all the drug problems. I love all those kind of stories, all the hidden stories that you don't really get to hear at the time. So yeah, definitely recommend Slash, although maybe keep it a bit better than mine. Mine got trapped under the bed, and yeah, kind of got sandwiched. So right, next one, an underrated album. This was hard as well. I don't know where to put it now. Oh yeah, here it is. It's a CD. Obviously, being in like kind of the hard rock metal side of the VC, Helloween's a band that get mentioned. Their first 3 albums or 4 albums get mentioned all the time as classics, but a lot of people kind of disregard their later stuff, and this is Seven Sinners. I think this is from, when's this from? Do you have dates on this? 2010, and this is an awesome album. I mean, there are a couple of duffers in there, but I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. So if you're a Helloween fan and you've not heard any like this newer stuff, well, it's not even new now, it's like 10 years old, but I just think this album kind of gets passed over, and I really, really like it. Like I said, 8 out of 10 for me, so definitely an album to check out. Number 15, Batting Average, an artist or band that are consistent in their albums. I'd have to go with Megadeth. Still putting out solid albums. Yeah, you've got a few in between that are maybe not as good as some others, but I reckon out of the big 4, these guys are putting out the best music nowadays, and pretty much all the way through. So definitely go with Megadeth. Same album, different cover. This was an obvious one for me. I actually was going to use another one, but then this popped into my head and I thought, how can I not use it? So we have Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. This is the cover you would see now, and this is the band cover from 1987. The kind of robot rape scene, if you like, but you can obviously understand why they changed it. But yeah, those are the same album but 2 different covers. Next one, number 17, an album bought cheap that's now worth some money. Now, this was an album that was bought, it wasn't bought when it was really cheap, it was already worth money when I bought it. I just got it at a steal, really. I was kind of browsing eBay. I had an alert for this album on my phone, and it popped up, and I'm pretty sure it was an offer. So I just stuck in this, well, from my point of view, ridiculous offer, and it got accepted. And it was for Savatage and Hall of the Mountain King. Now, Savatage are a band you're not really going to pick up much under 30 quid. And especially this, Gutter Ballet, Streets, they're going for good money, and I picked this up for under 20 quid. So yeah, I was pretty happy about that. But I didn't pick it. I picked it up cheap, but it was already worth a bit of money. But obviously the guy was maybe just looking for a fast sale or whatever. But it's in immaculate condition. He could have got so much more for it. Let's see. My favourite drummer. I don't really have a favourite drummer, but I kind of boiled it down to who do I air drum to the most. I do like a wee air drum now and again, maybe at work in the van, and it would have to be Nickel McBrain from Iron Maiden. Always air drumming to Nickel McBrain, so I'll just stick that in there. Number 19, Turning 20, an album that's turning 20 in 2020. I went for Dio and Magica, kind of concept album released in 2000. Not really much to say about it. I think all his later albums have now been reissued, so might be thinking about picking some of them up. But yeah, Magica is now 20 years old. And the last question, question 20, a trilogy, 3 solid albums that are back to back. Now, this was easy. I had to go for the giants that are Iron Maiden. You have Powerslave, Somewhere in Time, and Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I couldn't not pick these. These are 3 of my favourite Iron Maiden albums, my top 3. So back to back, they are just immense. There was something to do with a connection. I mean, if I was really clutching at straws, this is like 100% a concept album. This is when the band kind of started getting a bit conceptual with their themes. When you look at their track listing, it's called Somewhere in Time, and it's all about about time, wasted years, caught somewhere in time, Heaven Can Wait, Deja Vu, Alexander the Great. It's always it's got to do with the kind of history and going back in time, and it's all that kind of stuff. It's not really a concept album, but it is conceptual in some ways. And I would say, I mean, you couldn't really say this was a concept album, but the themes are there. The themes they take into their stage shows and stuff are there, so I'll go with that. That's my answer. That's my 3. I couldn't not pick anything else. They're all awesome. So that is my Vinyl Tag 2020. You can let me know what you think. Good to be back. I'll be back soon with maybe some vinyl updates. I probably won't show everything I've got, but I have got a few things. It's been Christmas, my birthday, I've picked up things in between, so I'll get onto that as soon as I can. But for now, this is my Vinyl Tag, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Cheers.